I kind of used writing this album as like a therapy session for myself.
So it's the Radio X Evening Show with me, George Godfrey, and right now we're joined by one of my favourite new singer-songwriters on the scene. She was a great expectation at the start of 2020, and her latest single is our record of the week. Welcome to the show, Beabadoobee.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show. How are you doing? How's the last few weeks in this weird year we're having been for you?
It's been really strange. I had the advantage of quarantining with Matty and George in my band for like a month in Oxford and like on a farm, just like making music for the release after the album. And I'm glad I was able to be creative during this really weird time.
Have you found like there's been a little pressure to use the time creatively? Because for some people it's really difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. There is definitely, like, at the beginning of when it was lockdown, there was a pressure of trying to be creative and trying to write songs, and I had a really bad writer's block for a really long time. And I'm a big advocate of like saying, if you have writer's block, you have to live in your writer's block to make an amazing song that comes out of it.
Sure.
So I just had to accept my fate of like not being able to write any music. But I think everyone was kind of pressured to be productive.
Absolutely.
In lockdown, like even exercise and to eat healthy and stuff.
Yeah.
I think everyone, like, it's okay to slob out, you know.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm a big advocate. Don't you worry about that. That's exciting as well, though, that you've already started work on the new stuff, because we've not even got the album yet.
Yeah, it is really weird.
Well, let's jump to the record of the week then, because it's your new tune, Care. I absolutely love it. It's got this massive chorus. It's got like a nice moody nostalgia of this like 90s, early noughties alt thing. And I think it's a really good place to start for the uninitiated, because when we've been playing it on the show, we've had so many texts and messages saying like, what is this? Who is this musician that people have not heard of before? And I wanted to ask, can you tell us like a little bit about the song and what you wanted to say when you started writing it?
Well, it's actually a really sensitive, personal song. It's one of the personal songs in the album. I mean, the whole album is it's pretty honest, but it talks about things that happened in my childhood and, you know, the frustration I feel as a young woman today because of the situation when I was younger.
Right.
And I guess I wrote it when I was feeling okay, but it really took me back to a time where I wasn't. And it was just getting that burden off my chest and creating something to dance to and to be happy to. And, you know, I think the repetitiveness makes it catchy and makes it, you know, people can pretty much rock out to it. I just wanted a song for girls to dance in their bedroom to.
So you said that in other interviews I've seen that you've kind of got this end of a 90s film vibe going on with this. And I can totally see it, you know, like 10 Things I Hate About You, like Clueless, stuff like that. Is that the aim maybe one day to work on film soundtracks?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to do that. Like, a show, like a movie like The Craft. That's probably one of my favorite movies of that time. Something cool like that, yeah.
Because I know you're a big Elliott Smith fan, and that's how you kind of discovered his music, right?
Yeah. It was from the movie Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, classic. I did want to ask if you could maybe go back in time and contribute a song to one of your favourite films, which one would you pick?
Probably Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, great call.
Scott Pilgrim, I'd so do that. And Juno.
Both great shouts and both great soundtracks. I think you'd fit in very nicely into both of them, so good call. Before all that happens, we have got the album on the way, Fake It Flowers. It's out on the 16th of October. And I feel like it's kind of been a long time coming, even though to a lot of our listeners, you're a new artist, because I first discovered you supporting the 1975, it was the War Child show. And and one thing that I really noticed was, because I didn't know who you were that night, but I felt really kind of in the minority of that, because you had such a strong fan base on the front who knew every single word. Like, have they been there from the start then?
Oh, yeah. They've just been super supportive from the beginning, and I see the same faces sometimes, and it's so strange knowing that they've stuck around for this long, and everything that's happened so far, and so much things have changed, but they're still there, which means a lot.
It's always nice to have like a nice little fan family going on, and that's something that I feel carries through, because you're on the same label as the 1975, you're on Dirty Hit, and they definitely have that sort of family communal vibe. I did want to ask with the 1975 in particular, like, has Matty been like a bit of a role model? Has he been there showing you the ropes and sort of helping guide you through where you've got to now?
He always just gives me advice and like music to listen to, and he's given me, my favorite songs like ever. Like, he's recommended me a song, and it's my favorite song for the whole month. And I think living with him and George in Oxford really opened my eyes with the idea of songwriting. He had taught me so much about, rhyme and, things that I never really think about, and it has really made me develop as an artist. And I just appreciate him existing because, he's helped me out so much in that way.
Absolutely. And what was it like living together then? Because you've said that you could write and work on new music. Was it just sort of felt really natural, or did you have to sort of get used to it?
It felt pretty natural. Like, at first I was quite nervous because I obviously didn't want to but that's just like my personality. Like, I don't want to disappoint anyone. But I went there, and they like the same type of music I do, and we had the same idea. We had the same like kind of creative vision and what we wanted it to sound like. So it was pretty straightforward, and everyone kind of agreed with each other with everything. And it was really good. It was sick.
I think there's a lot of singer-songwriters and just musicians who'd be really envious of that. I think it's a good mix as well. Like, I think, you can hear it in your music where they've come in and had like a little influence. And I think it's really good for it. So hats off to those guys, and to you, of course. So we talked a little bit about your incredibly loyal fan base, and obviously they'll be super excited for Fake It Flowers. If you were to sum up this album in one sentence, in like what we can expect from it, what would it be?
I think the album would hopefully evoke some type of emotion, because I kind of used writing this album as like a therapy session for myself. So I hope this album evokes any type of feeling to anyone,
Absolutely. Well, don't forget then, it is out on the 16th of October. Not long to wait from that. B, before you go, I've got one question that I want to ask you. It's something we've been doing on the show for the past few weeks. We've been talking about the gig memorabilia that we've all held on to over the years from some of our favourite shows. So, for example, we had Simon from Biffy Clyro. He's got a stub from the first time the Strokes played in Scotland. Declan McKenna, well, his story was actually more about stopping fans from stealing his set list halfway through a show. But I did want to ask, have you kept hold of anything over the years that you think would be good in our list, which is a good way to show off, maybe?
Someone gave me weed brownies once. And they were wild, and that was cool. And someone threw, I think, their bra on stage, and they drew my face on it. And I was like, sick.
And has that still got pride of place?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in my room. And I ate that weed brownie, but that bra, it's still somewhere. I would think I used it as well, because I didn't have a bra for tour. So I was like, this is sick.
That's handy, yeah.
Yeah.
What about when you've been to gigs watching some of your favourite musicians? Have you ever like stolen the set list or caught a drumstick or anything like that?
Oh, I wish. I've thrown my bra on stage.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done that, but I haven't received anything. I've only like threw my knickers on stage or something, but I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I have. That was always a dream, to steal a set list.
Yeah.
I never got around to it.
Well, there's plenty of time ahead. B, thanks so much for coming on the show and talking to us tonight. Care is our record of the week. Fake It Flowers is out on the 16th of October. Take it easy, and hopefully we'll get to see you live soon.
Sick. Thanks for having me.
Radio X.